ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Saturday. I hope you guys have had a good week and that your weekend has started well as well. So now there's an advert trying to get involved immediately, so I'll skip that. Now this week has been an interesting one because I've been trying to figure out how to bring the fill jams back, and I think I've managed to find a way of doing it. So we might be able to have the fill jam at the end of the live stream if indeed we hit the likes goal. Now with the likes goal, it's really weird because we've been trying to get the fill jams back, and of course we need to see how many likes we get in order to hit the target. So just starting up the live stream tonight, YouTube has changed the interface for the live stream. So it means now I've got a screen of the live stream, which is my feed, which is looking at me, I don't know, like 10 or 15 seconds ago. And next to that, you've now got a shorts video type stream thing that says an error occurred. So that's great. And the likeometer, or the number of likes, is now hidden away in the stream settings menu. So I had to try and find it. I have found it, but the problem is that it's now on a separate page to when I'm looking at any donations that come through. So it means that we can't have the likeometer up on screen if I'm reading out a donation, and then we'll see a little bit of text in the likeometer that will be from the donation. So this always tends to happen, that they update something and it totally ruins what I've set up and done in the past. But we're going to have to roll with it, and yeah, this is why the likes underneath the likes goal will disappear now and again when I'm reading. If indeed there are any donations and I'm reading them, then the likeometer will disappear. But there we have it. Now, what I will do is get, first of all, the names of my patrons up on screen because they make this all possible in the first place, and that's going to function as normal because that's just something that's in my software that I can control. So a massive thank you to you guys at the bottom of the screen. You know how much I hope you know how much I appreciate all of the support, allowing me to do what I do. I always do say that it's the foundation of everything that I do, having the support of these lovely people at the bottom of the screen. So yeah, thank you guys a lot for the support and making everything possible, including this live stream. And I will get up on screen the likes goal for tonight, which is set at 350, and I've put on there tonight's goal for Fill Jam, the return, because I'll explain the setup and what I've had to do in order to make the Fill Jam just at all possible in any kind of way. But we're aiming for 350 likes for tonight's live stream, so if you could hit the thumbs up, that would be very much appreciated. And it's going to be difficult for me to keep a track on how many likes we've got because it's now on a separate page. So let me click on this, which will show how many likes we are at the moment, which is 210. So that's great. It means we're looking for another 140 people before the end of the live stream. So yeah, if you could hit the thumbs up, that would be very much appreciated. So this is what's going to happen is, let me get the donations tab up on screen first of all, because you don't have to donate, just watching is great. Maybe leave a comment and hit the thumbs up as well. It all helps to get the channel out there and allow the channel to grow a little bit more. But what will happen is, for those people that do donate, between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through the Super Chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link, which you can find in the description below, but you don't have to donate. So if somebody has donated, for example, when I click on the donations tab, I can see that Paul has donated $10. So thank you for that, Paul. But you'll see how in the corner of the screen, the likeometer has now disappeared. So that's now how it's going to work, unfortunately. And I don't know a way of me being able to show the likes on screen unless I open up another, and this is obviously going to make my system work harder, but open up another version of the live stream. So I've got, as well as recording it and getting it going in my software, and I've got currently two screens in my software, one as a monitor and the other one that runs in the software by default. And then I've got a third screen here, which is the live stream. It means I would have to open a fourth screen to then screen capture just the likes from that one screen. So it really does seem like overkill for what I'm just trying to achieve. All I'm trying to get is a number from the screen, but having to open lots of different windows in order to make that happen. But maybe it's just something that I have to do. And yeah, I mean, I have got two screens here. I could maybe substitute something over on the left hand side to make it possible. I'll have to figure it out. But this is always the case. Just before we're about to go live, I can see that, oh, we've suddenly changed and the setup's totally different. So we've got to roll with it. And especially considering that running up to tonight's live stream, I was just trying to get the sound working so that we can have a fill jam later on. Just double checking, triple checking, and checking the old way of doing it, which still just doesn't work, and getting the same weird problem all the time. But yeah, hopefully tonight it will be okay. Anyway, Paul said, howdy all y'all, let's have fun tonight, despite the lights, peace, love and rock. So thank you for that, Paul. And Paul hasn't mentioned it, but I do believe that we are now past 515,000 subscribers. So is that true, or did I imagine that? I'm sure I saw something change at some point. I'm going to have to check this on my phone, because there might be people cheering and stuff, and we haven't actually got there. But I'm sure I saw this on my phone. Yes, there we go. So 515,198 to be exact. So yeah, thank you guys for subscribing, watching the channel, as I've already said before, leaving comments and thumbs up, you know, all of that cool stuff. So yeah, we'll keep on pushing forward and see where we end up. But certainly 515,000 is more than I could have ever dreamed of, and it's just a ridiculous number when you think about it, but it's still amazing. And yeah, we'll push forward and see where we end up, as I always say. So now let's get rid of that, and let me explain what I've had to do in order to get the fill jam up and running. So, and it's going to sound, I think it's acceptable, but it's not ideal. So for those of you that haven't been tuned in as to what's been going on, my fill jams, for some reason, all of a sudden, and I think it's to do with an update. And by the way, there's another update for my computer, my Mac OS operating system, that it wants to update again. And I feel like I've got nothing to lose, really, because whatever happened last time has made now the software not work correctly. So I'm thinking, well, if we update again, maybe it'll work, maybe it will improve it, or I'll have the same problem again. But I've now got this workaround, which is definitely a workaround, because I had to go a long way in the wrong direction and then come back to make it happen. But yeah, I might update, but we'll see what happens. So, by the way, Linda just donated $10 and said a little early Christmas cheer for you with a, I think it's a snowman there. So thank you for that, Linda. And yeah, it is an early Christmas, so we've still got another 12 days to go, but that'll disappear before we know it. And I'm just trying to think when Christmas is, like which day of the week it is. Is it a Thursday? It might be a Thursday, which means if it is indeed a Thursday, then we'll be having, I'm just going to look at this quickly. Okay, so yes it is. So it means that we'll be having the Christmas Eve live stream on obviously the 24th, but that's going to be a Wednesday, meaning that the Tuesday live stream will be happening on the Wednesday. So I'll just move it a day later for Christmas Eve and then New Year's Eve as well. So we'll be live streaming on the Wednesdays rather than the Tuesdays. and then probably, most likely, maybe a video on Friday and Sunday, and then getting back into it for New Year's Eve. We'll delay it again. So I'm just going to have to work through my schedule and what I'll be doing. But obviously, I won't be live streaming 2 nights in a row, because that is crazy, especially around Christmas, where I've got lots of other things going on, and seeing family and all that kind of stuff. So we'll have to wait and see how many videos I'm doing over Christmas. But it's only 12 days away, so it's certainly closing in. But thank you for that, Linda. Thank you for that donation. And I'm just going to click on the stream settings again so that we can see the likes are now at 251. So thank you for that. Now, to tell you about this setup that I've got. The problem was my guitar was, for some reason, being recorded faster than the backing track that I was playing along with. So it meant that I was always ahead of the backing track, which means that if you're throwing in any particular phrasing or any particular runs, they are all going to be out of time, because you've actually started the run before you should have started it. So the fill jams were sounding a bit weird for probably the last, I certainly noticed them over the last few weeks. I generally don't go back and listen to my fill jams, because I just play whatever it is and then move on with my life. But when I started to notice that the timing was off, then I would go back and just check and try and figure out how long it's been going wrong for. So it's been going wrong for probably a couple of months, something like that. Right, so the setup that I've now got is absolutely going back to basics. First of all, what I've done is now go into my interface, my Audion i4, I think it's called. So I can see Jace or Cardboard Jace says, X Factor live show, why was the vocal so poorly synced with the backing track? So this was on, this is going to get massively sidetracked here, so I won't bore you with all of the details, other than, because I wasn't taking it seriously, I had earplugs in my ears. So just running around in the crowd, it meant that I didn't have any fold back. So basically, when you're on stage, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll have speakers that are pointed towards you on stage so that you can hear what you're singing. Now, when you now go out into the crowd, for example, like I did, which is obviously ill-advised, and you've got earplugs in to protect your ears, it means that you're not going to be able to hear anything that's going on. So I was just kind of doing my best, not being able to hear the backing. Once I was out the front, the other thing is that what you might find is there's a bit of a delay from hearing the backing or what you're doing on stage and then the people hearing it out front. Because you're hearing it all on stage, it doesn't matter what it sounds like out front. So I've mentioned loads of times in gigs where the sound out front can be totally different to what you're hearing on stage. And that can be a good thing or a bad thing. Like on stage, it can sound amazing. Out front, it can sound a bit weird. Or it can sound amazing out front and then on stage a bit weird. So that was why that I couldn't really hear what was going on, but I wasn't really taking it seriously. So I wasn't bothered about being in time or out of time. So I was just there really to prove a point about kind of TV talent shows. So anyway, getting back to this setup, it means that I'm now going into my Audient i4, Audient or Audient, probably Audient. I'm going to say it like that because I'm assuming that they're using it as a play on audio. But anyway, the Audient i4, I think it's called. I'm going to have to check it. But I'm going now into the mic input on that, rather than my Scarlett interface, which is the 8i8. Getting product names, trying to get hardware sorted in my head. But the 8i8 is what I used to put my microphone through, but now I'm using another interface to do that. And that means that I've now freed up some space on my Scarlett interface. So now what I'm doing is I'm putting the microphone lead into from the amplifier, which I've mic'd up. I'm putting that now into the Scarlett interface, which means that I can now run the backing track from here, my laptop, you can see there, out of the headphone socket, the headphone out. So this is how ridiculous it is. I've gone all the way back, and I've had to resort to the most basic setup possible. And even with this, I was having a few problems. So I'm going headphone out from my laptop, and I've got effectively an RCA lead that's split left and right. So it means that I'm now putting in channel 3 and channel 4 of my Scarlett interface in the input. I'm splitting that and balancing left and right so that we can hear the backing track, which is going into the Scarlett interface, and my guitar, which is now going in where my microphone used to go in, that is now going through the interface at the same time as the backing track. So it means that that's all synchronized, which is good. So, I mean, I'm so used to things not working and it not being synchronized that I kind of expect it not to be synchronized when I record it and play along. But I've done lots of tests, and there's no reason why it shouldn't be synchronized, and it has been synchronized so far. So that's what we will be doing later on. It means that I've just got to access the backing track on my laptop rather than doing it on the screens here. So yeah, it's a little bit of a fiddly setup, but really old school, just literally taking the signal you want, and it's almost like hacking, putting like two jacks from a headphone output into two separate inputs on an interface, and yeah, balancing left and right, and actually copying the signal left and right into the output channel left and right on my loopback software that I've got. So yeah, so I think it means that the backing track, I'm effectively working with like mono signals that I'm sending left and right. And yeah, I think getting the stereo sound to it is just not going to be possible. And I mean, it should sound, I think it should sound better than it actually does, but we'll get away with it. So, and it might just be me trying to balance the left channel and the right channel, because I'm doing that manually, or at least I've tried to set it up to do it, so it might be a little bit off. But at least things should be in time, and I've just got to remember to turn on the phantom power to the mic that is miking up the amp behind me. So if I can remember to do that, obviously I've got to remember to turn on the computer, the laptop, and navigate to where I need to go to. I'm just pressing that because I think the battery should last. I've got maybe 25% battery left on my MacBook Pro, but that does generally last for quite a long time. So I'm going to let that sleep. And if we do hit the target, then we'll bust out the guitar. And we're looking for 70 more people to hit the thumbs up to have the return of the Fill Jams. So, yes, right. Let's now move on. And that's just turned itself off, which is good. Or should I say put itself to sleep. Hopefully it hasn't turned itself off. So when we come to do the jam, we've got to wait for it to start up again. But at the top of the live chat room, we've got tonight's cover video vote. And the vote is between Iris and the other song is Don't Slow Down, I think was requested over on Patreon. So the Mr. Classic, even though it's, I think you really have to be into Mr. to know Don't Slow Down. You might know Broken Wings, but yeah, certainly Mr. one of those bands that I definitely got into and can appreciate. I will jump over to the PayPal window because we've got a little bit of action over there. And first of all, Nicholas donated £25, so thank you for that, Nicholas. And I think Nicholas sent me a message, or an email actually, just saying that he had donated. So yeah, thank you for that. I've now seen it, and he said, I hope it's enough for a coffee or something like that. So yeah, that is definitely enough for a coffee. I mean, who knows in the future with the prices as they are rising. Imagine a coffee being £25. But I'm sure somewhere you could spend that amount of money on a coffee, like where they have, meals that are like £10,000, or like a truffle that's like £200,000 or something crazy. Yeah, there's got to be a place where a coffee is £25. Not that I've ever bought one, but thank you for that, Nicholas. Right, we've had another donation. This is from John, and John has donated £5, and that's a straight up donation. So thank you for that, John. And here we have a donation from Debbie, and it's £10. So thank you for that. And the message is, hi Phil, congrats on 415,000 subscribers. You're doing an awesome job. What are you most looking forward to this Christmas season? You're the best. Love you, Debbie. So thank you for that. What am I most looking forward to? I think probably just a little bit of time of not doing as much and having, like, Christmas Day is quite a good day generally, because I try to just leave everything and not do any emails, answering emails or messages, or editing videos or shorts videos, or recording or preparations for future videos. So yeah, it tends to be quite a relaxing day. And yeah, I'm looking at the beginning of 2026. I want to get Authentic Vocal back and running, which, by the way, today I was working on the video of the vocal coaches that I'm going to be putting out on that channel, so make sure you are subscribed over there at Official Authentic Vocal to see those 7 performances, which I'm going to feature bits of over there. So I think the video is going to be about 10 minutes long, because I'm taking each vocal coach with their fully live and unedited performance and vocals and putting those all together kind of back to back. So yeah, that's a really cool video to just, I guess, cleanse our ears of all of the stuff that we've been looking at recently, with especially AI, just to kind of get back to the human voice and appreciate great voices. And yeah, people that have very much the same view that I do on the channel, with teaching people how to sing and appreciating the voice and just embracing what is unique about yourself and your voice, rather than kind of relying on software to tune your voice, take it to a place where it didn't actually go. Because yeah, for me, you lose so much when you start kind of over tuning your voice. But that's all gonna sit in with Authentic Vocal, which I will be getting back into in 2026. As for the beginning of next year, there might be a period where there's, and this is probably going to happen in January, where there's a period where I'm spending a bit more time organizing things, because I'm also making a bit of a change for the future with Wings of Pegasus, and something I'm actually going through at the moment, but I have to do this next month as well, because Christmas, everything's kind of really busy. But setting everything up as I need to have it moving forward with everything that I'm doing, and with Authentic Vocal being a part of what I do here on the channel with Wings of Pegasus, kind of tying that all together. And just keeping control of everything myself, from a legal standpoint, but also from a business standpoint as well. So I'm doing lots of things this month and next month, but I'll keep you guys all in the loop over on Patreon. But so my answer to that is probably maybe a chocolate orange or 2, and having a little bit of time not doing as much. So Amy has donated £15 as well. Thank you for that, Amy. And the message is, Phil, since you have neighbours nearby and can't make too much noise, why don't we buy them some Wings of Pegasus merch? So thank you for that. I thought you were going to say earplugs, but no, Wings of Pegasus merch. I don't know whether that'll come across as, I don't know, maybe a bit overconfident, or it's like when you give somebody something of your business or your brand or something like that, it's like, well, it's not really a present, is it? It's more like you're trying to, blow your own trumpet and say, "Oh, I've got a really popular channel. Here you go. Have some merchandise of my channel." It's like they'll probably say, all right, bit weird. So, yeah, probably not something that I would do. Earplugs might have been a better choice, but yeah, and the thing is, it's not having neighbours nearby. It's having what we call a semi-detached house here in the UK, which means your neighbours are on the other side of the wall, because you're not detached. I mean, detached is the dream. If you live in a detached house, it means that you're not connected to anybody. So generally, you can make as much noise as you like because nobody's on the other side of the wall listening to you. So yeah, that's the dream, getting a detached house. But semi-detached is, the situation at the moment. Hence why I say about doing performances, anything too loud, especially on the live streams, which is late at night, like 25 to midnight here, that if somebody's the other side of the wall and I'm belting something out vocally, or just having the guitar too loud, but I generally have that. That's why I can do the fill jams, because I can control the volume of my amplifier and stick the mic right into the cone of the amp, and therefore it sounds like it's loud, or at least you guys get a good signal, and I don't have to have the backing track too loud in order to play along. And that's another thing to consider for tonight's fill jam. I'm going to be listening to the backing track through my laptop, and the speakers aren't amazing, so it doesn't go very loud. So I'm just going to do my best with it. I'll try and kind of hear what's going on. Obviously, I'll be able to hear my guitar clearly, but I'll be turning the max speakers up to 11 to be able to hear it all going on at the same time. So yeah, we'll see how we get on with that later on. And we're looking for 40 more people, by the way, to hit the thumbs up. If you could do that, that'd be very much appreciated. And I'm going to jump into just quickly the donations window, and of course the lycometer disappears again. And Johnny Be Good has donated 20 Norwegian kroner, so thank you for that. And the message is, you built this winged city on rock and roll. So thank you for that. And that very song, I did a video on that ages ago, saying just about how that was named as the worst song of all time, something like that, something crazy, by some publication, some media publication, which I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think it was quite a well-known publication. So yeah, for me it isn't the worst song of all time. Well, in that video I pointed out how I thought it was actually far from that. But anyway, thank you for that. And Veronica donated 15 of something, and I'm not sure what currency that is, but the message is Himmel über Berlin. So thank you for that. Not sure I fully understand what that is, but thank you for the donation. And Karen says it was Starship, we built this city. So yes, I am aware of the song that Johnny Be Good was referencing, built this winged city on rock and roll. So hence why I said I did a video on that song. Obviously not that song, because that isn't the song, but built this city on rock and roll, I did a video on that. Anyway, thank you for the donations. And oh yes, let's give you guys a shout out when it's maybe moving a little bit more slowly. I think because everything's looking different on that side of the screen, I'm just trying to figure out where I need to now look to keep everything right. Let me try and get the lycometer back on screen. There we are. So, we're now looking for, how many is that? 29 more people? Is that correct? 28 more people to hit the thumbs up. So that'll be good if we could reach it before the end of the live stream. So yeah, shout out. We'll start with Angela and Mo's in there. PN1123. Diamond Girl 1234. Getting all the numbers in there. And what does that say? It's moving. So it's Gladiol 8 something. And right, it's going through too quickly now. Belladonna, Melody Rocks, Mike D, Cindy 1313, and Tammy's in there. Gail, Kevin, Laurie, Nancy, Chet, Cindy 1313, Laurelie, Susie Q, Alison, Tammy, Elaine, said Tammy already, and Chet in it. I think I just read that out, and Rose in there as well. So hello everybody, a little bit late, but thank you for me mentioning it. Not that you're late to the live stream, but thank you for joining me tonight on this Saturday night to see what is going to go on with tonight's live stream. Yeah, we will see. And I can see somebody, it's just moved, so I didn't get it. Somebody wrote in the live chat room, "Gonna fly now." Oh, there it is. The serial streaker said, "Gonna fly now." So reference to my Rocky t-shirt. Is the Rocky t-shirt that's out tonight. And it isn't a new t-shirt. I've had it for probably quite a while, but I just never worn it on the live streams. It just has made its way into the rotation. So that now, occasionally the Rocky shirt will be played. Will be worn. Yeah, I guess it's not ever going to be played like the movie. Imagine doing like a Rocky movie playing on the live stream. I get hit with a copyright strike and actually probably get removed from YouTube. But yeah, sometimes we put on the Rocky t-shirt and it's not played. Right, moving on. Now, with the channel recently, we had that video on Marty Pello, which was, I'm trying to remember when I released that video. Was that Wednesday's video? Was that Friday's video? I think it was Wednesday's video. Maybe it was last Sunday. I just get lost in just a blur of videos and what I've done. And I think last night's video would have been the whole AI thing. I'm not going to talk about it here because I did a video about it where they're referencing my own channel to validate my channel. So yeah, a bit of a flaw in AI there, unfortunately. It means that they're giving something their, its support and validation and authentication by using the original source as that. So you think, well, that's not really how you do things. Other people say things about a particular channel and then you judge it from that. But yeah, it literally was quoting what I was saying about an analysis video that I did. But going back to Marty Pello, because he had the most accurate vocal that I've seen in the pitch monitoring software from one performance to the next. It wasn't the same vocal, which was what the request was about when somebody wanted to know whether he was miming or not. And I did the analysis, pointed out, I did basically a whole analysis on the songs that I had been sent. And I pointed out that they were really similar, but it wasn't the same vocal. But then I did another video after that because I thought, this is so similar. I then looked at Love Is All Around and I thought, this is so similar. I'm going to have to do another video just showing how closely Marty is getting his vocal on each of these performances. And a lot of the reason behind that is the timing, that it's exactly the same timing on each performance, but his phrasing is exactly the same. And his vocal accuracy from a pitch perspective is so impressive. So yeah, I looked at the videos that I'd been sent, and I've actually had an email from the same person that made that request and said that they thought that maybe my conclusions were wrong about what I was pointing out, or maybe that I didn't look at the right bit. But I said to the person that I did look at everything that they sent me, and it was really close, but nothing was matching like it would do with the same audio file. It was just really close. And if you're trying to judge it with your ears, it will sound the same, especially if you synchronize them and put kind of one over the top of the other, it will sound the same. But if you look at it through pitch monitoring software, you'll see that, yeah, the timing is ever so slightly different and the pitch is ever so slightly different. And that's why I use pitch monitoring software, because it's just going to tell you what happened and what is happening. So the person that requested the video said, oh no, but in this particular song, he's miming this particular part, and in that song, he mimes that particular part. So I've just said to them that if there's a particular part of a song that you think is being mimed or lip synced every time, then just send me that and I will analyze it. If it's just one part of the song, if they think, oh, the rest of it's live, but just this little bit is lip synced, then yeah, just send me that bit, because it won't take me any time at all to do an analysis of, if it's just a bridge, for example, just taking that section and seeing if from one performance to the next it is different, or if it's the same, or if, like we've seen in the other performances, it is really close, but it is genuinely another live vocal. So yeah, that's it. And I think what I've pointed out in the videos, it's just what it is. It's just pointing out the objective data and exactly what's going on. And there are parts where you can see that the pitch is clearly different with a held note, for example, and the timing might be a little bit different, ever so slightly out. But we've seen in the other analysis videos where it's the same audio file, it will go over the top of itself. Even with the ambient noise, you might lose the signal somewhere, but you'll get a perfect match in multiple parts of a song when it's the same audio file. But that just didn't happen with what I was looking at. So anyway, let's get back to the PayPal donation window, because there has been a donation in there, and I will just have to quickly check on this to see if there have been any donations. So there have. Veronica said Google it Fifi and donated 6, whatever the currency is, so thank you for that. And the Naked Noise Boy has donated £2 and says, love to have a chat as I've been live front of house tech 33 years. So thank you for that. And yeah, I've had a lot of comments from front of house engineers and techs that have worked on big shows. I've had messages from people who have worked in the said area that I've just mentioned, but with some of the shows that I've looked at, and that they've mentioned about other shows that they know what happens. They know. Well, first of all, it's good to hear from them, because they tell me that what I'm pointing out is exactly correct. So I kind of already know that, because it's objective data. It's telling us what's happening. So yeah, I've had emails in the past from just people that work on the crew, even people that you kind of get music techs who are in and around looking at what's going on with the desk, and someone more often than not, they want to stay anonymous, because if I say, and I generally don't mention any names on my analysis videos, and this is the reason why, that if they do get mentioned on my channel, especially like looking at over 500,000 subscribers now, when they don't want it to be known, if somebody who's on the other side of the curtain, almost like the Wizard of Oz, the person that's behind the curtain, imagine that they tell me exactly what's going on and I show up on screen. I think it's a lot better for me not to mention any names and just show what's going on, show the objective data, and that data can be cross-referenced. But in one particular case, and I won't even mention the artist, but somebody sent me pictures of the setup and all of the tracks that were being used and all of the tracks that were backing tracks and the alternate show. So you had these two things running at the same time, and I think this is quite a common thing. But it means that what happens is during a show, you'll have the live mic and then you'll have the backing track going on. And imagine you've got two shows that are playing back, they're synchronized with each other. So they're in tandem. They're playing back at exactly the same time. They're synchronized. So that if you want to just flick over to one side, which is the whole recorded show that is pre-recorded with the vocal, backing vocals, band and everything, then you can go to that one. Or if you want to try and do something live, then you can choose the other one. So with that other one, it might be the case that there are backing track elements on there, but if there is a live band, they'll be playing to a click, obviously, to stay in time with everything. And it means that at least you get live instruments and maybe a live vocal. But he was showing me the pictures of flicking between the two. So that, and yeah, I won't mention who it was, but this was a huge artist. Like, everybody would know this artist's name, who was just flicking between, miming or lip syncing and then genuinely singing, and then other bits where it's obvious that on particular nights they don't fancy doing it, or they don't want to sing as much, or there's a particular part of a song or song that they don't like singing, so they just track, or they flip over to the pre-recorded track with everything and then go back and this part of this song I can sing, like the verse, and then they sing that verse live and then flick it back to the pre-recorded show that then plays back. So yeah, it's amazing to see all that, especially, and this is the problem, with somebody who has that access that can take pictures and show that this is absolute proof that this particular artist is not doing a lot when they are performing live. So yeah, but I keep everything, like I said, anonymous anyway. And it is interesting to have a chat with professionals who, not only professionals who work with live music, but also producers who might look at some of the things that I've pointed out and say that either they knew, I've had this in the past, where some of the people that I know in the industry know the producer that I'm referring to. Again, I don't name them in my videos, but they know them personally. So they'll know exactly who applied that particular pitch correction or auto-tune in the way that they did, because, yeah, they know them. And more often than not, to me, they say that, yeah, they're not sure it was exactly the right idea to do it when it is done so heavily. So, yeah, it's great to kind of cross paths or just chat to people in the industry as well, because yeah, they're obviously informed and they know what's going on. But I will say that there are some people who still say that they are like producers, or they're in the industry, or they have some kind of experience with music or live music, and they still don't understand the basic concepts that I explain in my videos about pitch monitoring software and human vocal cords and repeating the same vocal perfectly twice in a row. It doesn't happen, and that's why it is so reliable, the analysis that I do. And if producers did have a lot of experience, they would know that the reason that it is what it is, and the reason that it's so reliable, is probably a technique that they've used in the studio called double tracking. If you could sing again the same vocal perfectly, double tracking wouldn't work as a technique in the studio. The reason it works is because you've got two vocals that are ever so slightly different, and pitch monitoring software will show you the vocal that is ever so slightly different kind of every time you sing it. So that's why it's so reliable. If it's the same audio file, it will be the same, it will display as the same. So yeah, and that isn't double tracking, that's just playing the same audio file back again. Anyway, we will quickly jump into, Veronica has donated six whatever that is, saying name. So thank you for that. Again, Kevin's donated $5 and says strange AI saying Wings of Pegasus is an authority without any accreditation. You are in our books, but legally. Yet another. Let's just see if I can scroll this across. I don't think I can get. Oh, here we go. Yet another AI rabbit hole? Question mark. So yeah, thank you for that. You are in our books, but legally, yet, yeah, I'm not sure I fully understand that, but it's obvious that AI has all of my videos, and I mean, it could be the case that it's looked at other sites and got other information of people talking about my channel, maybe other producers and music professionals. that have said things about my channel and positive things, and I have been mentioned on multiple channels where, during interviews and stuff like that, on Rick Beato's channel and Justin Hawkins' channel, and lots of other channels out there. So it could be the case that AI has literally taken everything and decided that I am, I don't know, a reputable channel and what I'm doing is correct, because professionals say that it is what it is and back up what I say. So it might be that, but it's just weird that it was literally quoting the video that I made as, that validation of what I was saying was true, because they're taking it literally from the video that I had done. So a bit weird. So, but as for the whole legal thing, the legal side of it, I don't think you can really enforce anything at the moment. There are no laws that exist, sadly, for AI just taking everything, or shall I say the developers of AI taking everything and putting it into AI. And that's just what they're doing, and that's what they have been doing and will continue to do, unless we get more court cases like the Warner Brothers, and that was the Udio or Udio and Suno, the AI companies that starting to now get deals with the major labels, because they, especially the people that made AI, programmed it, they know that they just took loads of music from major labels and didn't ask for permission to train an AI model on it. Whereas we won't get into all of that again. But anyway, thank you for the donations. And a Diamond Girl 1234 donated $5 and says, "Hey Phil, the AI maneuvering of the eyes was creepy." So thank you for that. That was. But I tried it on myself. And the problem that I have is because I have a screen over here that I'm constantly looking at and reading from, and with my analysis videos, that's where everything is monitored, as well as looking over here to see the readout of the picture monitoring software. When I'm looking over like this, to get my eyes to look directly at the camera looked really weird. So it can't quite do it with my videos. Not that I would use it anyway. I think you've got to be sitting face on and never move, and kind of just look off to the side like that, which would be a bit weird. But maybe some people are doing that, kind of looking off and reading stuff. So that's what it can do. But all a bit strange. Right, we will jump. Oh, let me get the lycometer up on screen, because we're not going to be able to see it. And it did move. But 365. So thank you guys. I think the thumbs up means we are going to be having a Phil Jam at the end of tonight's live stream. And I'm just thinking of how I'm going to. This is, by the way, if you weren't here at the beginning of the live stream, it's the first live stream I'm going to be doing with now routing things in a really basic way to at least ensure that you guys can hear the backing track and I can hear the backing track just through my laptop, and the timing's going to be okay. And I think I'd rather the timing was accurate and I can't really hear things very loudly, rather than hear things perfectly, but everything that I'm playing is out of time, because that is a bit rubbish. Right, there have been a couple of donations in the PayPal window. Karen's donated £5.70. Thank you for that. The message is, "Hi Phil, congrats on hitting 515,000 subscribers. Please let me share this quote I found. When you pay attention to boredom, it gets unbelievably interesting. Do you agree, disagree, have an opinion on this? I have faith that you'll sort out these unboring issues. Cheers, Karen." So thank you for that. And I don't know. I've never in my life said I'm bored. I know that there are some people that say, "Oh, I'm bored," but I guess I don't have a mind or a brain that ever gets to the point where I haven't got anything to think about. There's always something else. If I finish whatever I'm doing for my to-do list, there's always something else. And once I've finished something, there'll be something else new that's come up that I think, I've got to do that. So then I add that to the list. And it's never ending on a daily basis. Even, I'd say, for example, if I were watching a movie, I'm still engaged in watching that movie. I'm not bored doing, so I don't know. Maybe some people do get bored, but I don't know whether is being bored a luxury. I think that if you're ever at the point thinking, oh, I don't know what to do, that'd be great to be not knowing what to do with time that you've got. So there's always something to do, and I don't really. So I guess I can't really give an opinion on that because I've never been able to pay attention to boredom. I've always just paid attention to what I'm doing at any one particular time. So thank you for that. And Karen donated again, £2.85. And the message is, Phil, do you make New Year's resolutions? If your resolution was guaranteed to happen, what resolution would you make? Thanks for all you do. Cheers, Karen. I don't make resolutions, New Year's resolutions. I think generally people make them either about fitness related. Everyone, the stats, everyone joins a gym at the beginning of the year, and then by March or April, then they're not going to the gym anymore because there's always a New Year's resolution. Whereas I see it more as just a lifestyle thing. So I think if you generally try to do a bit of exercise, then you don't have to make that resolution to right now I'm going to start doing it. Obviously it's never too late to start, but it's making it something that's doable all the time rather than just at the beginning of the year for a month or two, because that's never really going to have the desired effect or have the desired outcome that you're looking for. So I don't really have resolution. The other thing people make resolutions about is drinking, saying, oh, I'm going to stop drinking as a New Year's resolution, but I don't drink alcohol anyway. I don't like the taste of it. So my resolutions, I don't feel like I've really got to do much. And I think, I could say, some people say, I'm going to spend more time on this or more time on that. But I think all of my time is already spent on everything. So, I'm not really a big one for making resolutions. But thank you for that. Anyway, and just looking at... Jay says, Phil, do you still work out as much as when you were 20 to 30? So if I could, then I would, but I've had damaged ligaments and tendons in my right arm for 4 years, just over 4 years now. So I'm still doing the rehab for that, and it's getting there. It's taking quite a long time, but I am getting to the point where I can start to lift a little bit more weight. But with ligaments and tendons, it's always a case of exercising and then waiting 3 or 4 or 5 days to see what the effect the exercise had or the resistance training had on the ligaments and tendons. And if it's okay, then I exercise again and generally do opposite muscle groups. So it means that whatever I did, the 3, 4 or 5, generally 4 or 5 days at the moment is how much I'm working out. And then if I've done biceps, for example, that's always the muscle group that's going to test the ligaments and tendons. So should I say ligament and tendon, because I just kind of did both of those in at the same time. So once I do the exercise, like I did exercise yesterday, I now wait for a few days, see how it's feeling. And if it's feeling okay, then I go and do, triceps and shoulders and do that kind of exercise. But where I used to exercise before, I would be doing maybe 6 reps per set. And now I have just moved to doing 25 reps per set. So it's a lot lighter weight to now between 15 and 20 reps per set, which means that I've increased the weight and I'm doing less reps to eventually, hopefully, get the tendon and ligament to a point where it can now shift the kind of weight that is only 6 reps, where you now start getting to kind of proper muscle building rather than just toning. So just doing quite a lot of toning at the moment, maybe doing a little bit of building because I'm starting from scratch again, having effectively had 3.5 years of not doing any kind of resistance training. So hopefully in the future I'll get back to doing it, but I don't feel any different personally to when I was 20 or 30. You know, I'm still the same size I am. My waist is the same. I think I still have the same body composition. I'm the same weight. So, yeah, I'll get back into that. Hopefully when my arms sorted itself out, and then maybe even get back out on the golf course and, yeah, see if I can remember how to play the game. Anyway, yeah, we are going to be jumping into tonight's cover video, which it looks like is going to be Don't Slow Down, the Mr. Classic. And I am just going to jump out of here to the super chat window because Kevin donated $2 and said, meaning you are an authority in our books. So thank you for that, Kevin. And Elaine donated $5 and said, after midnight, TikTok alert. And I think... how long is the backing track? Oh, 6 minutes and 6 seconds. So we have got time to fit everything in. I'm going to be now showing the Mr. Don't Slow Down cover. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you after. Rock. And there we have it. That was my version of Don't Slow Down, the Mr. Classic. Thank you guys for requesting that over on Patreon. And we are going to be jumping into Picture Corner just very quickly. We will try to get this up on screen. Okay, right. Now I'm going to have to do a screen grab here. Hopefully this is all going to work as it has previously. Oh, it's appeared off to the left-hand side, which does happen sometimes. Now, let me see if I can find where this is. There it is. Okay, let's grab this over into the middle. And here, this is from Vicky, and Vicky says, how about this for something different? I ordered on Sunday and it arrived on Friday, all the way to Mount Kilcoy, Australia. So, yeah, thank you for this, Vicky, for buying this particular piece of Wings of Pegasus merchandise. What a cool t-shirt that is. You've got every colour going on. So, yes, by the way, is the deal still going? You might be able to check if the deal is still going on the Dashery store. I think there's a link in the description below because there was something like 27% off. There's a deal, like a flash sale going on at the moment, which I told everybody out over on Patreon. I told them about it, and yeah, I thought somewhere there was a 40% sale going on, but it's actually 27% for, it was for 2 days, and I think it started on the 12th. So depending on your time zone, maybe in the UK you might have missed it, but you might be able to get it if you're maybe over in the USA or in another country. It's always best to check. So you can check that out at the Dashery store to get your hands on some cheaper merchandise. But thank you for this, Vicky and Laura, for sending me a link to the picture. And let me get rid of this and this. So now we're going to be jumping into Phil Jam, number, I've just said the return. 289. I've still got Joe's message on a different screen, which is, yeah, a little bit kind of irrelevant to what we're doing. Turn on the microphone. Okay, that's part of it. This should work. I've got to turn off the monitor here so I don't hear it all back out of time. Zoom out. I've got more steps to go through in order to now do this Phil Jam. Okay, right, so this is, or hopefully it should be, okay, that seems to be on. This is, or should be, epic melodic rock guitar backing track jam in E minor / G major 110 beats per minute. And that is, for the tempo fanatics, 110 beats per minute. Karen says, scratching your arm a bit, winter itch, take care. So thank you for that with a $2 donation, and I will just maybe jump over here to see if anything else is going on that I missed. Right, I'm going to just press play on this. Hopefully you can hear it. We'll see what happens. Phil Jam number 289 for the first time with this really weird sound. Let me know if you can hear it in the live chat room, please. Oh, it's there's no ending to that one, so it just was what it was. There we have it. Hopefully that was hopefully that was in sync with the backing and what I was playing. So I'll have to listen to it back and see. But that was Phil Jam number 289, epic melodic rock guitar backing track jam in E minor / G major, 110 beats per minute, and that was what it was. Thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up and ensuring that we had a Phil Jam for tonight. Now the thing is, I'm going to have to listen to it back and check the levels. Some people were saying that it was loud, but maybe that's a good thing that it's loud rather than too quiet, because that can sometimes be the issue. The issue that I've got is that I'm coming out of the headphone socket of my laptop, so I can't really judge the volume in any way. If I listen to it through the speakers as monitor speakers, I then get the delay, so it's kind of, you know, a quarter of a second delay. So when I'm playing, I'm hearing my playing as well coming out of the speakers at the wrong time. So that's just really confusing, and then means that it all gets recorded incorrectly as well. So yeah, if that works, then we can push forward with doing this in the future, just coming out of the laptop. I'll have to make sure that it's all charged up and ready to go, but tonight was fine. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I'm just going to check in the super chat window because Diamond Girl 1234 donated $2 and said excellent, thank you. So thank you for that. Hopefully that was referring to the Phil Jam. Right, I'm going to be here with another video tomorrow night, so look out for that one. I'm going to be live streaming on Tuesday night as well, and we will be going for another Phil Jam number 290. So if you could join me then, that would be very much appreciated. Leave a thumbs up and get us to the target to then bust out the guitar. But yeah, as I always say, try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and I'll catch you guys at tomorrow night's video. So I'll see you then. Rock!